Hey, this is NFTeve, and I'm here with Afrospiritart. He's a great artist. He's originally from Ghana, but now he's living in Ecuador. And I've interviewed him before, and I'm going to put his full interview up soon. But this is just, he wants to show us his new collection and say hello. How are you doing?
I'm good, Eve. How are you?
Doing really good. Looking forward to 2022.
Yeah, same. And like always, thank you for the opportunity, for reaching out and for us doing this and allowing me space to showcase the pieces. So we can jump right straight to it.
Yeah, okay. You're one of my favorite artists. I love your work.
I appreciate that, you connect with the work. So I'm going to share my screen right now.
Let's do it.
And I'll talk about them as I go through.
Excellent. So everybody smash the likes, subscribe, and comment. And I'm gonna put his links there where you can find his work and follow him on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah. So this collection is called A Long Way From Home, and it explores I guess my journey as an artist and coming to know myself as an artist, as an African, through my search for spirituality and knowing myself, and coming to the realization how far I had pulled away from who I was in terms of as an African and an African being in a connection to my culture and heritage. And on another level, it's also speaking to the different African artifacts that are in museums, which were taken from the land. Because some of these artifacts are not just art, they are, they are beings, for lack of a better expression, to the African spiritual system. And they are spirits. So they hold the spirits of different spirits that different Africans work with over time. So that kind of them being removed from the land disconnects them from the Africans, their culture, and their legacy. So this series is an ode to speak to that and a reflection on that. So it's called A Long Way From Home. And if you,
so you're a long way from home, and the artifacts, the sacred beings are also a long way from home.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes, and the paradox about it was being this far away from home helped me come into the journey of understanding who I was as an African. So it's just a paradox of everything. And so this is the first piece. So there's 12 pieces. And each piece, the name of each piece sort of connects to the next piece and follows to make the whole thing cohesive. So the first piece is called Stolen Legacy. And if you can look at it, I don't know if I can zoom it. It's speaking to, the first and foremost, the legacies that is lost because these pieces are a long way from home and we don't get to connect with them. So we lose that connection. We don't have too much information on our history, our heritage, and even knowing about the pieces. So that's what begins the series, Stolen Legacy. And as you can see, it's that for each of the pieces, you have one of the African masks or the artifacts in the middle and different things happening in the background. What's happening in the background for me, it's speaking to the spiritual essence of the piece or the spiritual realm or world surrounding the piece or the happenings, because for our understanding, there's no real lines between the spiritual and the mundane. So my art plays on the boundary of the abstract and the real, just to highlight this. So you can see in the pieces.
I see a lot of it. Just only one work is showing so far.
Yes. So the second one is Treacherous Journeys Across Tumultuous Seas. Can you see that one?
Oh yeah, amazing.
Yeah, so this is about the journeys that happen across the seas to carry these things there, which have resulted in us being so far away from our home. The third one is called Ancestral Dreams of Returning. So as artists, living out the dreams our ancestors had about these things returning and about us returning to ourselves in our understanding of who we are. Scroll to the next one. It's called Longing to Be Carried Home. And this basically captures the essence of maybe the pieces being there and feeling like they haven't been home for a while. So longing to be carried home. This one is called To Dance with Spirit.
Wow.
So if you can even see the titles, Ancestral Dreams of Returning of returning, longing to be carried home, to dance with spirits. So to reconnect with the spirit of the ancestors, the African spirit and African essence, to be in dance with it and not to be fearful of it like most of us are taught to grow up feeling. The next one is in nature where I belong. And like I said, as indigenous people, as all of us coming from a line of indigenous people, we are earthlings and children of the earth. And earth is where we go to find our lineage. And these pieces are also pieces made from earth. So it's speaking to that, returning back to nature where we all belong, reconnecting with the mother. And the next one is where spirit resides, basically playing off the previous one, in nature where I belong and in nature where spirit resides. Every single physical being has a spiritual counterpart, and spirit resides in the natural elements of existence. So this is just pointing to that, where spirit resides. And the next one is in the land of gold and magic. So this is an ode to Africa, which usually can have a bad rep, in the media and all. But Africa is a magical place, and I'm from Ghana, the Gold Coast. So this is an ode to. It's like returning to nature where I belong, where spirit belongs, in the land of gold and magic. Right.
Yeah,
and
there
the
was
next
a
one,
lot of gold there before. I was like
yeah,
studying at the Masa Musa.
yeah, and yes, there's a lot of gold there still, in different parts of Africa.
Ah,
And the next one is of godly rhythm and blues. And this is also speaking about, from my perspective, the essence of the African vibration of, of the rhythm. Africa is a place of so many different rhythms, and it's also a complex place. It's not all joy; it's a mixture, a balance of it. So there's blues, but there's also happiness, and that vibration keeps it all alive. So this is another piece that's speaking to that. So each piece is talking about that reconnection and back to that African essence, but depicting it in a colorful, loving way. And the next one is to free spirit, to in most of our countries, we've shun our ways and our traditional ways and stuff. And so the spirits are kind of imprisoned, both within ourselves and within society. And anybody who gets close to it is demonized as devilish or anything. So this is an ode to, returning back to that learning, doing our research and getting to a place where we can free spirits and live with it in more harmony instead of, fear or hatred. And when you free spirits, to free spirit to move through multiple dimensions. So this is speaking to the different dimensions of existence where we go to reconnect with ourselves and to find ourselves. And once we free that spirit, we go into that space where we go through multiple dimensions to come back home. And this piece is speaking to that. And the last one is into realms beyond. So if you check it out, to free spirits through multiple dimensions into realms beyond. And for
the whole
me,
journey. Wow, that's
yeah,
amazing piece
and
of art.
yeah, in the realms beyond, it's like limitless. Once we connect with who we are, and I'm speaking from the perspective of an African, but each and every one of us as human beings, once we're able to connect to our roots, that gives us life and life energy and force and sustenance. There's no telling to how far we can go into the realms beyond. So this is the last piece of the collection. So yeah, you can check it out on OPC, and I have an on cyber gallery as well. So
yeah, I'm gonna have everything in the link so everyone can find you and find your gallery and buy your works. Like those prices are really good too for how amazing your work is. So maybe we can just talk for like a few minutes about your process, because your work is so extraordinary. Like you must be in this amazing state of connecting, with the spirits, the ancestors, whoever, because like just your whole concept of the pieces, and then how it's like a journey, from the earth, from the beginning, from the objects into the, the infinity.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Amazing. Like, well, how do you create your work?
It's meditative, you know. It's with these ones in particular. I got inspired to do it because those masks or artifacts played a role in my awakening into understanding what is called art from the perspective of the African, that most of those things are spirit imbued. And I had an experience in the Met where I was checking the pieces out and I felt how alive some of them were. So then that even is what helped found my initial like path for drawing. And every time I would make art, it feels like a spiritual process for me. It feels like I'm taking something from another realm and finding the best way to depict it. So with these pieces, I would take the particular piece and maybe I have an archive of the different pieces, and then I feel which one is calling to be made in that moment. So I make the piece, I replicate the piece, and then I put it against a background. And maybe with music, listening to music, I'm just meditating on the piece. What do I see around in the bare canvas? And once I begin to see the first few skeleton etchings, I just start going. And once I get that, I get into a flow state, and one thing is leading to another. And once I get the skeleton, I sit with it again for maybe a couple of hours or a couple of days, and I begin to discern, feel which colors go where, and keep playing with it. And in time, the process really tells me what it needs, and I keep etching it out. So it's like I'm actually carving out the piece out of the canvas, and
Wow.
with the contemplations and all of that. So yeah, that's usually my process.
So you have original paintings as well. They're first original paintings and then digitized.
You mean of these particular pieces?
Yeah, because you're saying the canvas. Is it the canvas on the
the canvas on
the digital canvas?
the digital canvas? Yeah. So I mean, what I mean by that is like the backdrop, because once I make the first middle piece, the mask, there's still a background of bareness, whether it's white or black, and then I see what is there, and then I do my best to pull it out.
Yeah, those are just gorgeous. I mean, I don't want to say too much. I could talk to you for so long about that. And I was just sort of seeing like you doing a very more pieces like of the specific pieces in the museums, and it being like a way, I'm not only you're connecting with the specific pieces. I mean, you are in this work too, but like they need I think I'm going to hang up. I'll talk to you off the camera. But I just thank you for your thing. That was so amazing. And I love your work. And so it's available now in Opensea?
Yeah, it's available now in Opensea. Yes. Yes.
All right. Amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much.
And I recently just had one or two that I minted on Kalamint, but it's my getting onto that network too. But this is my recent.
I'm gonna get. That's amazing. All right. Thank you so much. Everybody smash the likes. Comment,
yeah, thank you. Yeah,
so share it with all your friends. It's really an important art that can enrich anyone's life. Like that's how I feel about your work. It's very unique. It has so much message and just so much beauty. So much life. Like you're saying, like the pieces has life, but your art is the same.
Yeah,
it has so much life in it. That's why I love it. All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Eve.
Ciao.